Hi, this is Michael Peters again, and this video is probably the most important videos of all videos according to the information that's in this. And I have already submitted these papers once, but I submit the papers and then this video. Now, it didn't process the last time, but I submitted these three papers. Number one, this is a lab result, and if you'll look closely at that lab result, you'll see a date and a time on that lab result right there. You will see it's November 24th, 2013 at 9:12 a.m. in the morning. Now, the other important document is the lie that Dr. Zoann E.Dreyer told in my son's medical report. And you will look at, if you look at that date, it's circled there, 10/24/2012, 8:45 a.m. And at the very top, just take a note here. This is when it was faxed to my wife's attorney to use in a court of law. On the very top, it says 11/12/15 11/15/12. Sorry. And that's when Dr. Zoann E.Dreyer faxed it from the hospital to my wife's attorney the morning of the temporary custody hearing, so they could use the lie to steal my son. And the third piece of paper is the graph that I put in. It's a 4-hour graph explaining when we first got to the hospital at 6:45, original appointment time at 8:15, when Dr. Dreyer makes her report at 8:45, when the lab results came in that she hand wrote and gave to me at 9:12, and when Matal Brombat made her report, the licensed medical social worker who was working with Dr. Dreyer at 10:44. Now, the licensed medical social worker, you can see this is her report. Down here at the bottom, she says, social worker also informed parents' physician about these concerns and contacting attorney. That's my wife's attorney. Now, what Matal was doing was showing a picture of a bruise that my wife said I inflicted on her sometime during the probably 13-month divorce process, to make me look like I was an abusive father. First, she came, probably her attorney, she had two attorneys, a legal aid attorney, Mr. Rassick, and then her immigration lawyer, Samira Petrie. And this talks about all about Samira Petrie, and that the Dr. Dreyer and Matal Brombat were getting together behind the scenes, and they were going to do everything they could to give my wife full custody of my son. And it wasn't just because of that picture, because I was never arrested for any family violence. We were married for 8 years. This is simply a tactic to use. At any rate, what happens here is me and my son, we come to the hospital. We're the first ones there at 6:45 a.m. and that's way too early because the elevators are closed to get up to the 11th floor. But Sunshine Kids gave us Astros tickets, so we wanted to get there. We were excited about going to the baseball game. We had actually called the hospital the day before and scheduled to the first appointment. That's why we were scheduled at 8:15 in the morning. Now, and these papers you won't see on this video posting. They'll be on another one there. So, because I can't do the videos and post the papers at the same time. So at any rate, we get there at the hospital at 6:45, and we're waiting to see Dr. Dreyer at 8:15. Dalton goes in and gets his lab results done. I mean, not lab results. He gets his blood tests, and then he comes back. And so we sit out and we're playing this computer games in the lobby. And as you can see, as I said, Dr. Dreyer made a report. Now, Dr. Dreyer, she called CPS on me September 17th. The day I got Dalton's out, I signed him out of school to go to the hospital. Now, I signed him out to put him in my custody because he got bit by a cat and hospitalized for 5 days while in my wife's custody, and he was complaining about the ants and roaches and no air conditioning where she was moving him. She had him in an RV in a neighborhood, some friend's driveway, and I can imagine what that was like before they moved to this roach-infested, dilapidated mobile home. She is from El Salvador, and who's lied on her immigration application and can't get a green card apparently, so she wants to cash in on a divorce and give Miss Petrie the money, and that's why Miss Petrie's there, so in court, the immigration lawyer. At any rate, her sister applied for the political asylum because there was a war between Honduras and El Salvador, and got it in 4 years, just 4. My ex-wife, Eva Peters, has been waiting 14 years. So you can do the figuring on that yourself. So, but here, these are very important. Now, Dr. Dreyer makes this report saying that, it says right here, I have to get my glasses. It says, patient doing well overall and still living with dad. Dad using some library book and flashcards of homeschooling. I had to homeschool him for a bit because if I didn't, my wife would simply go to his school and pull him out again. And she says, Dad ran out of SXT last month, and patient has not been taking SXTs for the last 4 weeks per Dad's history. Patient is not taking home medications as prescribed as ran out of SXT. So she is telling me that I told her that I did not give my son this med for 4 weeks out of the 2 months I had him. Now, she's already failed twice with CPS to lie to them to get her to give Eva custody by saying, first of all, I didn't have his medicines, and, so it's medical neglect. And then, secondly, I was confused about the dosing. CPS told me to go to the hospital. I bought all the meds in front of a nurse and a different social worker, correctly identified them, and the last dosage was given. I had all 3 lab results starting from the day, pharmacy receipts starting from the day I took him out of school on September 17th. So I couldn't even been out of that medicine because obviously I got all the pharmacy receipts. His lab results were always good each time I took him to the hospital. And CPS obviously didn't believe Dr. Dreyer either. So this is why she had to lie in the medical report. So this is what she said that I told her. Now, everybody from the Baylor College of Medicine where she works, Texas Children's Hospital where she works, even the medical board, just simply believes doctor. And there's no proof at all. I have the lab results of CPS reports, the pharmacy receipts, the nurse and social worker saying I knew how to give them, and, and her 2 failed attempts at CPS. So I don't see how they can just say, yes, I believe Dr. Dreyer. Well, all she's saying is I told her I didn't give him the med, which is a lie. Even Dr. Dreyer, in her own medical report, while she's trying to manipulate CPS, states in one report, father states he's giving the meds, Dalton states he's taking them. Well, that was just a month prior to this lie. So what changed? Okay, but here's the real proof. So if she lied here and it's 8:45 in the morning of our appointment. Now we've already missed our appointment. Okay, at 8:15. Now she's talking with Matal Brombat. in the backgrounds. It's in the medical report, and they're conspiring. And because you see that Matal saying that she saw a picture of a bruise, and she had already talked to the doctor, that green line right there. Social worker informed patient's physician about these concerns. Now that was at 10:24/12 at 10:44 a.m. She was the last one there, of these two, to put her report in. So the thing is, if she's put this, already made her report and put her lie in at 8:45. These lab results come in, okay? They come in at 9:12 a.m. 30 minutes after Dr. Dreyer had already made her lie in the medical report. Now, Dr. Dreyer, we know that this was the actual appointment, because this is a lab result that they give parents at Texas Children's Hospital during your appointment. And you can see that she's handwritten instructions all over here for me to get medications, right? And they go through with you these circles here, the percentages and everything. It's saying that is ANC is 940, and she gave me this during our appointment. So how is it that I'm going to tell Dr. Dreyer that I didn't give my son that med for 4 weeks when she's already told that lie? Because obviously I had to see her after the lab results came in at 9:12. So please look at this information, see for yourself. I'm going to keep making videos about Dr. Dreyer, but I'm going to try to get this word out. The reason I even picketed the hospital for 2.5 months, calling with a big picket sign calling her a fraud and liar, and that Texas Children's Hospital covers up for fraud and liars. They do not want to sue me. That is not defamation of character. That is not slander. They do not want to, and they had their attorneys, Baylor and Texas Children's Hospital, at every divorce proceeding, covering up. If they sued me, then this would be drug out in court, and the media would get involved, and it would be a counter lawsuit the size of Texas against these administrations. And then I would have an attorney, but see, they've got this covered up all the way to the medical board, who simply says, we don't do, first, they said, we don't do civil and criminal matters, and denied my complaint. Then I appealed it, and they just simply said, we believe the doctor. And they, forgetting about the lab results and all this evidence, and that's it, and just closed case, just like that. Doctors wash doctors' hands. And they'll do the same to your children going to these administrations if nothing's done about it. And so I will be fighting this cause and calling Dr. Dreyer out, calling her a fraud and liar in public as much as I can until I get these administrations to do something. If they sued me, they know the publicity for them is going to be bad. The evidence is here in front of you. My name is Michael Jeffrey Peters, and I thank you for watching this video. God bless all.